Welcome to part 12 of me trying to beat this game. I'll admit, I'm a little confused. Um, I might be getting a little ahead of myself going after the dragon, the Orochi. So, I'm gonna explore other areas to see if there are. Uh, let's see. It must be like an island or something. I'm gonna travel to the island area, see if I could find stuff. To see if I could find people or something. Oh wait, spell, fireball, fight. You know, I was talking to my wife today, and sure enough, we passed by a location that was basically how do I even explain this? Okay, there was a location uh, where I used to hang out. Like on a Wednesday, I would have a class. Then afterwards, I would go pick up my friend and we'll go to the comic store to pick up the newest issues of comics that we had waiting for us. This was back when comics used to be good, right? And it right. So what occurred was that we passed by this location. You see, we we would go get the comic books, talk to some of the people that worked there for a little bit because you know they were comic book nerds like us, and then afterwards we you know we would leave and then we'd stop by a GameStop that was close to my friend's house. Go all the way, go. Yeah, that's right. so what so we would do this all the time. Like it was like a thing every Wednesday that we sometimes that would just do. All right, let's see. Hopefully that takes them out. And what a and this was the thing. Now at the time I was on a GameStop embargo, a boycott, because things that would happen all the time. I would make pre-order. This was back in the mid yeah, like in the mid 2000s, around the time when Echo Prime 2 Echoes would come out and stuff. GameStop was starting to pick up steam. They were really popular, and they had pre-order programs, right? And I thought that was a cool thing because at the time I did not have a car, right? So I thought pre-ordering a game was a great way to to put something on hold and and I would and then I could just walk or get there somehow later on in the week. The three games that I pre-ordered during that time was Metro Prime 2 Echoes, Guilty Gear X2 on the Xbox, and SVC Chaos. Now SVC Chaos I originally wasn't gonna pre-order, but I pre-ordered because it came free with a Fatal Fury hat. Right? So I bought it. I pre-ordered it, and each one of those times, GameStop sold my game. No joke. I would either arrive the day of or the day after, and they couldn't find my game, and they would they sold. They said, "Oh, we accidentally sold it." All these excuses, right? And I was so angry. No joke, guys. I was really mad. Right? I put money down to I put money down so I could, you know, have some sort of peace of mind knowing that I'll be able to get my game. Now, let me see. Now after that, after the third time, I was like, screw it. I'm not gonna pre-order anymore. I'm not even going to huh. Hold on. Do I have that? I'll bite you. Put it in the bag. I'm not even gonna bother, right? I I was so frustrated and angry with I was so angry. I boycotted. I boycotted GameStop for a long time, and I would persuade people not to go there. I would say go to these mom and pop stores. You could get the same game. Oh, Giant Hammer, Power Knuckle, Magic Robe, Magic Armor, Iron Mask. Ooh, yeah, I'm definitely gonna get the goodies from here. And that's what I did. I was on a boycott for years and years, like maybe 5, 6 years. After 5, 6, 7 years, for quite a while, right? I was not going to I was not going to GameStop for a long time. So so then like I go through a bit of a breakup and I'm really feeling bummed out. And my friend says, let's just go hang out. Let's just go hang out, right? I didn't know what to do, right? So he helped me out. I said, let's just go to the comic book store. Let's just do something, right? And that's what he did. We started hanging out more. We would go to the comic book store, and it became kind of a routine that we go to the comic book store and then we would go to GameStop. Like I initially didn't want to go to GameStop because I just didn't. I know I wasn't gonna buy anything in there. I was like, no, no. Well, I really don't want to. I'm gonna try to get to the shaman first. And it's all well. Let's just go, man. Like I know people. He hung out at the GameStop, and so did some of his friends, right? And he knew the store manager. So that so that's what we did. Um, so that's what we did, right? We we would go in and we would go in, but I wouldn't buy anything. I would look at some of the stuff, but I just didn't have any interest because I was still really reluctant to buy anything from GameStop. I was so angry still, you know. Well, oh, let's see, Fireball, Spill, Gale, and so what? So eventually, the store manager at one of these trips asked me like, "Well, what happened?" Like, he's a salesman. He could tell that I didn't want to be there. As, oh, I'm just here to hang out, whatever. Oh, well, we got all this stuff coming in. Maybe you want to pre-order? And I was like, nah, I'm good, I'm good. And at some point, he he asked me like, well, did I do something or whatever? He thought he did something to me. It's like, nah. And I basically told him like, no, like I had I had this experience with GameStop where they just keep on selling my games. Like I would pre-order, and all my games would just be sold. And it and every time I would just get pissed off. I get pissed off, right? Um, I understand with the world of retail if there's a miscommunication, but I would expect like a store with GameStop to have a certain level of responsibility to hold on to merchandise that people have pre-ordered, right? And he says, "Well, I get where you're coming from. I'm not gonna, he didn't really push the matter. So, I would just want to buy anything. I would just show up sometimes with my friend, and then he would either buy something or pre-order something. And this was near the launch of the PS4 and Xbox One, right? Well, let's get some more. So this is what happened. At Damn, these guys aren't really taking much. So this is what happened. Of course, the Xbox One is announced, and they have all these bad policies, and people don't want to side with Xbox anymore, and all these things. But for me, I didn't care about that. I cared about Killer Instinct, and because of that one game, I pre-ordered an Xbox like on Amazon or something, on Xbox One on Amazon, and it still works to this day. I still have it. I still say it's the system that saved my life. That's a whole different story. But something else also happened. You see, hold on. Spell, bang. So this is what happened. I It was announced that there would be a Killer Instinct arcade stick. Like, you guys know, I'm old school. I can't play fighting games on anything other than a fight stick. Um, I know everything's going to hitboxes pretty soon. Like that's the kind of a thing right now. But I'm still with the whole. I'm still with the whole fight stick, right? Well, what happened? What happened is that it gets to my attention. Like I don't know. I think I saw it on either Kotaku or IGN that this fight stick is gonna show up either on or near the Xbox One's launch. and it's gonna be a Killer Instinct one. And during my time visiting, talking to the manager, he knows that I'm a fan of Killer Instinct, and he tells me, do I want to pre-order? I really wanted to pre-order, but I remember telling him look, I want to believe you, but what's this? If I put like $40 down, and you just sell my art, my arcade stick, then what was the point? I just wasted time, right? I wasted time and money. So this is what he did. He said, trust me as a man, right? Don't forget about GameStop, forget the corporation. Trust me. And if you pre-order with me, I will 100% guarantee that you will get that fight stick. Right? So I pondered this. I was thinking, I don't think I'm getting enough money here. What's the name of this place? Anyway, so this is what I said, okay, well, if it's you, I'll pre-order, right? I'll give you money. I'll give you the money for the fight stick. So I forgot how much I put down, either 40 or $50. It was a little bit more than a game. That's all I know. But it was a sizable chunk of change. And hold on, wait. We'll go through all that. Return to. All right, Dharma. Yeah, the bolt follows me. All right, I'm gonna just hang around here. And spell guild. All right, here we go. Just gonna fight these guys for a little bit. So that's what I did. I put money down, and he gives me the receipt. I remember holding on to the receipt, and when he knew, defense. I'm gonna go ahead and get some more beer. I gave him the money. I went ahead and held onto the receipt. And I even put the receipt in a hold on, let's see, spell Gale. Huh. How do I kill those metal slimes? Anyway, and that's what I did. I said, forget it. I just gave him the money, and I didn't really, a part of me was holding back. I was really thinking that he was not gonna sell. That he was gonna end up selling my my game. Well, sure enough, as time went on, he kept his word. What does it take to kill this thing? Hold on. So sure enough, what ended up happening is that the time came. My arcade stick finally shows up. Right? And he's there when it arrives. He grabbed the box, he put it in his office or something. And Honestly, if anyone that works at GameStop could tell me, I don't know how your inventory system works, but apparently, whoa, that's a lot of experience. But apparently, someone knew that a Killer Instinct arcade stick showed up to his location, and and he and someone called to see if it was available. One of his employees was asking if it was available, and he went ahead and told her no, it is not available. You know, and he kept his word. He gave me a call. Um, he gave me a call and said, "Hey, your arcade stick showed up, right?" Yeah. And so awesome. I'll go pick it up after work. I go over and I picked it up. Like I went ahead and I damn it, all sorts of damage here, huh? Okay, get rid of them. So this is what happened. He gives me a call, and then I'm happy. Like, oh, you actually got it. I asked him, you didn't sell it or anything? Nah, man, it's right here, ready for you to pick up. You could get it today, tomorrow, whenever. I'll have it here. I didn't wait. As soon as I got out of work, through the rain, I drove down to his store, and I found him. It was a really busy time. It was kind of close. I think yeah, I was kind of close to Christmas, I think, and people were uh, people were just there, like they were asking, like maybe I should have just used Gale. All right, people were there. His store was packed. His store was packed, and I just show up there. I get in line to pick up my console. I mean, not my console, my arcade stick, and I finished paying it off. I think only owed like maybe $50 left on it, and then I just got out of there. Right? People were looking at me. They were really like, let's see. There we go. People were looking at me like, "Oh, you got that, yeah." And I was trying to get out of there because I heard, as I left, I heard people asking for the arcade stick, and I just walked out with it. I'm thinking, oh man, I gotta get out of here. Thank God I did, but man, I definitely dodged a bit of a bullet there. And I thought, like, okay, if I'm the pre-order, I gotta trust this guy, right? Um, I gotta trust this guy. So I so I thanked them. I bought the arcade stick, and then I just took off. And what ended up happening is that I um I thanked him, right, and I kept in communications with him here and there for a while, and then he moved to like another store. Um, I don't know what the reasons was. I think he moved stores because he wanted to be closer to his house, be closer to his family or something. So he moved to a closer store, and me and my friend, we just followed him there and said what's up. Say what's up, and I actually went ahead and made another pre-order. Oh damn, it's already 2,000. Let's see. I should heal everyone. Alright, just one. It's fine. It's all good. Everyone's fine. So I I pre-ordered again. I pre-ordered a Hatsune Miku game for the PS4, I believe. Thinking that thinking that I'm gonna end up getting the same thing. But during that time, between me pre-ordering that game and the GameStop manager leaving, he you know, well, between I messed it up. Between me pre-ordering that game and the game actually coming out, the that store manager that I knew left. So I will I was so he left, he's gone. And when I go to pick up my game, my wife was there with me. They couldn't find my game, right? And I was like, "Oh my god, it's is this all over again?" Eventually, they find it, right? They were a little disorganized, so they couldn't find my game right away. But it just told me, like, you know what? Unless that guy's working, I can't I can't trust GameStop, right? Oh man, this is gonna be a pain. I just go for the 8. So at this point, like, I I just don't trust GameStop anymore. It was and I feel kind of bad because I was kind of rude to a GameStop employee not too long ago. Um, I went to a GameStop to like buy a controller, right? I went to buy a controller and they asked if I wanted to pre-order something, and I said, nah, you guys just won't you guys will just end up selling my game. Like that's I said that, and I guess I could have worded it a different way, but the guy looked kind of dejected. I was like, oh damn. And it wasn't his fault. He's not responsible for what for what other GameStop employees did. Like the stuff that happened for Metroid Prime Echoes happened like back in 2000, 2004, 2003, 2004. It's like that's how long ago it was. I guess I should have just worded it a different way. Anyway, I gotta look. Oh yeah, this. Let me tell you about me learning how to use a fight stick. I'm not sure if I shared this story before, but back in the day. Let's see, kill the ram. Go after the ram. Just go for the rams. Well, when I was a kid, alright, I shouldn't say kid, when I was a teenager, maybe 14, 15, I, when I got a PlayStation, that's better. One of the games that I managed to get was a Street Fighter Alpha 3. And I love fighting games. Street Fighter is up there. So what ended up happening is that at some point I oh man, I gotta get my thoughts straight. Okay, at some point I got Street Fighter Alpha 3. I saved up and I bought it back in 1990, like in the early 90s. I remember buying it in the early 90s. And of course I saw the Dreamcast there and I wanted to rent the Dreamcast, but they didn't have any available. So I took off with the Street Fighter Alpha 3 game. But that's besides the point. Bang. Alright, so what occurred was that what occurred is that, like, I got Street Fighter Alpha 3 and I loved how much content was in this fighting game. We're talking about the survival, the dramatic battle, the practice mode, the world tour, the arcade mode. There was so much to do in this version of Street Fighter. I was incredibly happy. Well, unfortunately, my mom did not see that. She did not approve of my video gaming hobby. You know, she thought it was a waste of time, all this stuff. So she will only relegate me to playing video games on a weekend. There were rare occasions I would play on a school night with some friends or something, but mostly it was all regulated on the weekends. Well, what occurred is that like the thing I would do was that I would early Saturday morning, maybe like around 7 a.m. I would wake up, I would head over to the living room TV and start playing PlayStation, and I started playing a little bit more because I got a new game, and that game was Street Fighter Alpha 3. So what happened is at some point my mom just like had enough, and she started hiding my video game controllers. So I wouldn't have a chance to play. And this went on for like a couple of weeks. Like, I asked my mom, why are you taking my controls away? You wake up too early, you're supposed to be sleeping. You know, like, I sleep early enough, I get enough rest, and let me play my fighting games, right? Let's play some more now. Alright. And sure enough, making money fast enough. But sure enough, like I um I get frustrated. I begin looking around for the every Saturday morning. I begin looking around for the controls to see where maybe should I might have hidden them, and it became quite frustrating because I'm not, I only have this weekend to play, and once the weekdays start, I really don't have a lot of these. Like the whole time at school, it's all about studying. I can't really do anything. I want to play games, and I can't do this because I can't play games because I can't find the control. Well, in a, around the same time, um, I was given the PlayStation as a birthday gift. My my brother gave me a Namco arcade stick. Um, just go after Nev. Fireball Nev, fight Nev, fight Nev. Okay, that's pretty good. He gives me this gray Namco arcade stick with yellow buttons, and it. Oh, great. Uh, I get money. And I'm happy, I didn't really use that at first, right? Because it seemed kind of foreign to me, but my brother I guess he wanted to make room. I think his job were getting rid of him or something, and I just managed to get one. Shh. Cállese, perro. So, let me get some more chips. Okay. So what ended up happening was that, like, okay, well, if I can't play Street Fighter with my PlayStation controller, I guess I'm gonna have to use the arcade stick. Because honestly, me and my friends were talking about Street Fighter Alpha, and I kind of wanted to show off. But if I'm not getting any practice in, I gotta like find some way to get some hours in, right? So I start playing. I start using the arcade stick, and trust me when I tell you, it was a it was a learning curve. No joke. I could not, for the life of me, learn how to learn how to use this thing. I was making mistakes. My fireballs weren't coming out, but slowly but surely, things started to make sense. Shoryukens were starting to become easier to pull off on either side. Hadokens as well. Um, Guile and Charlie became easier to use because they were charged characters, and the arcade stick is much better that way. And before long, I came pretty proficient. Now, this arcade stick, I should have done something else. Damn. This arcade stick was pretty loud, and my mom was not happy at the fact that I did that. Alright, almost gone. So, what ended up happening is that I just got good with I got good with arcade stick, and I've been using them ever since. Now, this came in handy when when I started going to the arcades, I would go to the arcades from time to time, like during my school days. But after high school, it became like a routine almost. Well, not really routine, but like after work, some of the guys will go straight to the arcade, and we'd just like go there and chill. Huh. There was this one time, no joke, when me and my friend were at a local college and there was CVS 2. I would kick their ass all the time. I was the best guy among them. And Geese's counter grab is only one frame. This guy, he was using Ken. He was gonna do the super Shoryuken, the Shoryu Reppa. He was Ken, and the awesome thing about Geese in that game is that he came in like grab specials, he grabbed supers. He jumped in and did that as kind of like a surprise, and I grabbed his super, and he got really. And when I grabbed it, he was angry. But okay, let me rephrase that. He was mad. He was very mad. And I started laughing. I grabbed his super and he started laughing, and I'm like, dude, why are you so mad? Oh, and my other friend was like, dude, it hurts. It just hurts. You go through all that effort building up meter, and you just counter it like that. That's embarrassing. Oh, damn. Oh, wow. No, I need like 10 grand to actually get anywhere. I was gonna make a video on this, but I guess I should talk about it right now. For those of you who don't know, there's a new marathon game coming out. It was originally an old originally it was an old JRPG. Oh, not. It was an old first-person shooter on a Macintosh, and I've heard about Marathon back in junior high. Some kid there named Aaron, he was really into it because he had a Macintosh and would tell me about all about it, how awesome it is, the story, the lore, uh, all this stuff. He's like a super fanboy, right? Um, but I didn't really think anything much of it. He told me about it, and he was just trying to find information on it on the internet. And I guess there were like fan sites of it. Fast forward to I want to say, let's see. Oh, neat. Fast forward to the release of Halo. I I bought it. My brother helped me buy an Xbox. This was shortly after high school, 2002, and I was saving up for an X. I was saving up for a new game console after the demise of the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast game stopped coming. I was taking odd jobs here and there, but I played Halo on his Xbox, and I was enamored by it. It was like the most awesome first person shooter I've ever played. It was something incredibly new. I guess I'll go down to that other one. I just keep fighting. I don't think I need to use any magic on this thing. So I'll buy. So I get an Xbox. My brother helps me buy an Xbox in the spring of 2000. In the spring of 2002, right? And I'm happy. Like I got a new system. It was a system that came with Jet Set Radio Future and Sega GT. It was awesome that now I have games that I could play. However, the game I really want to play was Halo. Oh, hopefully this does it because these guys are pretty strong. Oh, I didn't take him out. Damn. And what? My So I asked my brother if I could borrow his copy of Halo. And he said yes. So I borrowed his copy of Halo, and I started playing, and I fell in love with the game. It's a beautifully crafted game with a lot of story, a lot of emotion, and an adequate amount of action. It was like something I never experienced before. I loved it. It's like the best first person shooter I've ever played. So, a habit of mine is a habit of mine is trying to intake as much information about the game as possible. And around that time, we got the internet, and I started investigating, starting to see what what this company Bungie has done before. And sure enough, I see Marathon as part of their library, part of something that they worked on before. And I remember about this game. My old friend from middle school will talk about it. So I started looking into it. Started seeing it has like an AI a lot. I found a lot of similarities between Halo and Marathon. You know, with the crazy AIs and the weapons and how some of the enemies are similar in ways. And I'm thinking that, wow, I want to play Marathon now. Now, at the time, there was no way I could afford a Mac. But I really want to play, and I think I found like a couple of Dreamcast ISO images with someone that ported over Marathon onto the Dreamcast. They didn't play very well, so I just I threw them away. But I did experience a little bit about what was it about. Oh man. Uh oh. And for a while there, I became a Marathon fan as well because it was related to Bungie. I loved Halo. I love Halo 2, and I kind of wanted to just play Marathon just to get that experience in. Well, at some point during the 360 era, Marathon 2 Durandal gets released on the Xbox Live Arcade, and I play it. And I totally love it. And I kind of want to play more. Right? Of course, there's still no way to play a Marathon on the first Marathon on any kind of console. But playing Marathon on Marathon Durandal gave me this deep glimpse into what the world is like. Right? And I'm thinking it kind of sucks that Bungie is never going to go back to this kind of to the series at some point. Even though it's kind of pretty badass with how it's like a colony ship or attached to an asteroid, and Tassetti and Alpha 1, all this is going on. I kind of wanted to experience more. Sadly, that will never happen. Bungie left Microsoft. They went to Activision, and then went to Sony. All this stuff started to happen, and then like their main talent. The thing I knew that the thing that really got me was that they're guys. They're the guys that have been there for the longest time. They're art guys. They're music guys. They're old heads of staff. That the guys that were in charge back in the day. They left, they left Bungie to pursue other opportunities. How that's how they define it. Oh, I gotta find orbs now. Okay, okay. I got a better idea what I'm supposed to do. So, what ends up happening. So, so after many years later, I after the Freeverse port of Marathon on Xbox Live, I'm still holding out hope that at some point they could release the first Marathon on Xbox Live Arcade in one way or another. And it never happens. We only get Marathon 2, and then that's it. Oh wait, bang. And when I hear about, as a guy that was a fan of the old Marathon via Xbox Live Arcade, I was happy at the fact that Bungie was gonna revisit um, that Bungie was gonna revisit um, the was gonna revisit the Marathon franchise. But when I heard what they were gonna do, I became instantly disappointed. No joke. I thought we were gonna get another first-person shooter adventure where you contact AIs, you use alien weaponry, but in the end of the day, it wasn't any of that. There was something else. There was something more akin to whatever the kids are playing today, and that made me really disappointed. Right? Like, oh my god, they're not going to continue the story, or not. They're not even going to like remake the story. They're just gonna go for the lowest common denominator, and that's it. So, uh, so I'm hearing about this stuff, and I'm like thinking, okay, well, I like the game like Overwatch. Overwatch was fun. It was never meant to be like a single player thing. It's just fun, right? Oh god, what the hell is this? Now the thing that everyone's talking about with Marathon is that how the art was stolen. That is very disappointing to hear. Um, when I first looked at the very first trailer, to me it seemed very interesting. Right? It seemed very interesting. It right. So so when I heard about this, I I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Like these guys are it, first off, I find it unbelievable that a company like Bungie would do this sort of thing. Like I didn't get invested in in Destiny because there was a lot of things going on in my life, and I couldn't quite I couldn't believe it. Like this is Bungie. Why would they need to do this, right? Why would they need to like take someone else's art and call it their own or something? Don't they have like hundreds of people to help out with that? It it boggles the mind, you know. Let's see. Return to what's the name of that? Is that the name? Spell no. There you go. I guess I'll buy some. Maybe I could afford something, right? Okay, let's see. I can buy giant hammer, but magic armor I could get. I'll give it to Nicholas. No, I want to sell. Well, I want to sell this first. And chainmail. I guess I'll sell the Iron shield. No. And I guess I'll sell the iron helmet. I'm good. Maybe we could go into that cave. How do I visit that cave? I can't get to that cave? Whoa, I didn't know. This is something. How do I get in there? How do I get to that cave? Oh, great. You gotta excuse me, guys. My control just died. This is not the right time to be doing this right now. Okay, it's not working. Give me a second, guys. Okay. I'm a little out of it right now, guys. I don't know what to do with this control. Ah. Okay. Alright, that's neat. That's not gonna be enough. Should have brought my charger here. Wait a minute. I think I know what I'm gonna do. Okay, I did something really ridiculous. I'm piggybacking off the power on my cell phone. Alright. Okay, apparently now I have to find another key. But in order to do that... Oh, this is going to be a pain in the ass. Alright, I'm going to go to Portoga. That's pretty rude. Hicks aren't allowed. I'm looking. No shield, no sword, no service. Well, I guess I'll just have to head west. Oh yeah, these do a bit more damage than other ones. This is where the village is at? What's going on here? There's nothing here. This is not good. Oh, jeez. They should have given me more points, more gold for that, man. Jesus. Okay, I guess there's something left. Basement. Well, before I go anywhere, I'd like to go see how to get to the basement. Jesus. Final keys in some shrine. Oh, I had it too. Okay, now what do I do with the picture? this ain't good. Okay. Huh. Guess I'm alright now. Yay! Oh. Now I know where I have to go. There we go. Okay, guys. Starting to knock out here. I did a couple of things. Found the picture. Got the final key. Should have gone after the Orochi dragon, but apparently I can't do that right now. It was a good idea to look at all the islands before doing anything else. With this game, you just don't know. You just kind of have to figure it out sometimes. Lucky for me, I had a big book of game facts. And that's pretty much what I did. And this dog is not making it easy to play, so I'm going to end it here. I'm going to try to stream tomorrow. Peace out, guys. I'll catch y'all later. Thanks.